With the false readings and inaccuracies of stud finders, sometimes you feel like you have to do this just to get a true picture of what's behind your wall. But now you don't have to. This is a 3D wall scanner from Walabot, and it has changed the game in what you can see behind your walls. Check this out. If you take on any projects as a homeowner or a professional contractor, you know the importance of finding out what's behind your walls. As a professional contractor myself, I have tried a lot of different stud finders in the past, and they've always left me disappointed. A few months ago, Walabot sent me their DIY 2 3D wall scanner to try out. I have been greatly impressed with it. I set up a little mock-up here in the shop so I could show you clearly what this thing is capable of. I have every type of material and scenario I could think of. I have insulation, I have double wall studs, I have single studs, I have a simulated steel stud here, I have electrical wire, I have a drain pipe, I have wires attached to the side of the stud, and I'm also going to show galvanized copper and PEX pipe tubing. I have a piece of 1/2-inch drywall that I'm going to put on the front of here and put it tightly against with clamps to simulate an installed wall. And now we can get started with the scanner. Let's go over the Walabot and talk about how it's set up. We start by pressing the power button on the bottom, and the blue light lets you know that it's on. It works on its own Wi-Fi, and you can use your iPhone or your Android phone to connect to its Wi-Fi. Now it says connected, and the next step is to calibrate it, and it tells you exactly what to do. I'll set my phone right here so I can have the screen up, and it says to start calibration by placing it on the wall and moving it around in circles. And I think it's usually around 2 or 3 circles before it. There we go. Let's start with image mode, and then we're going to go into the expert mode after that. So I'm going to place this on the wall, keep this screen right here, and also let me also note that you can put it comes with a ring magnet if you want to put it onto a MagSafe case on your Android or iPhone, and you can use it together. I like both ways. Sometimes I'm using it this way, and sometimes I do attach. I guess for the sake of this demo, I'll stick it on here where you can see it at the same time. And then right here, it's sensing the wooden stud. And what's really nice is that point right there is lining up with the point on the back of the device. You can see as I was testing it earlier, I put a red line there already. But let's just keep on going across. And right here, it actually even senses that this is a metal stud behind here. It senses that. And then we keep going across. There's another wooden stud. And it shows you the dead center, so you can mark and know for sure that that is the dead center. That covers wood studs and steel studs. Now let's go over wire. So I have a wire running through here, and then I also have one running across here. That purple line shows me that that is a wire before it shows me the stud. If you recall, we also have a horizontal wire running around this area. Let's see if we can find that. There we go. Shows that wire running across perfectly. Also want to demonstrate how great this thing is identifying pipes in the wall. If I place this copper pipe behind the wall, you can see, even though I'm on the very back of the studs, I'm about 3 or 4 inches off. You can see it sees this pipe clearly. When I move it, it actually even moves with, it's a live scan of the wall. It is not a stud finder. Let's also try it with galvanized pipe, which is another type of type found behind a wall, and that includes conduit. You can see that it sees it no problem at all. And I'm off the drywall a fair amount. It's about as far back in a wall as it could be. Now let's try a PEX pipe, which I've capped on both sides and filled with water to assist in the detection process. There you see the pipe, and I'm holding this as far as the back of the stud, which is about 3.5 inches off the wall, and it sees it no problem. And it has no trouble detecting pipes, electrical lines, or anything else inside with the cavity filled with insulation. Now let's go into the second mode, which really makes this an advanced device, and that is called expert mode. Expert mode at first looks kind of strange because it looks like a thermal imaging camera. The way I like to think about it is the red is what's closest to the wall. So you remember we have this drain, this PVC drain pipe running right here. If you look when I go across, you can see there's an object here. Then you see there's another object right next to it. Those two red dots show me that there's two different objects protruding. Now if I go over to the drain pipe, this shows you there's the stud. You can see the stud on the dotted line display. And then when you go across here, you can see another object after that, and that's that drain pipe. So the drain pipe you can see is a large object, and it says pipe or wire on there. And this is the center of that pipe. So I can see that there is something here, and there's something here, and something here. That shows me that this section, if you zoom out here, that shows me this section right here of the wall is not a place that I'd want to be drilling into. There's a lot of activity going on here. I'm going to put copper pipe simulated in our wall and show you that. We're going back. There's the pipe. And it actually says on the display pipe wire, and that's the dead center of the pipe. Another benefit of the 3D scan is you can actually see objects moving behind. So if I have my hand behind the screen, I'm moving it back and forth. You could actually even see like a mouse in the wall, or if you're trying to locate a rodent, you could find it in there. But my purposes would be, my son and I are running wires on site in existing homes, and we're running fish tape down into the walls. And sometimes we don't know exactly where it's stuck, and we're trying to listen and hear where it's stuck. If we had this go up to the wall when we were going down, we'd be able to see exactly where it's getting stuck, because the red line would show us. Right now with my finger, you can see that. You can see it's not down here, but when I run down here, there's my finger. So it would really alert you to any movement behind the wall, which is very beneficial. And I usually look for a mouse behind the wall, but I do look for a fish tape regularly. The Walabot can scan 1/2-inch drywall, 1-inch drywall. It cannot scan lath and plaster walls, but it also works on plywood, which can be really handy. The Walabot can scan up to 4 inches into a wall, and insulation does not affect the scan. The Walabot 2 comes in this convenient carrying case with the place for the charging cable. It's a USB-C. You can zip it up, put it in your tool bag, and have it with you whenever you need it, because if you don't have it, you can't use it. And that's a key with the stud finder. So make sure you grab one of these, pack it in your tool bag, and I think you're going to really like it.